Hello everyone, today I thought I'd make a video talking to you about A-levels and specifically my A-level subjects, because I've had quite a few who ask me about like the subjects that I do and how I find them and things like that. So I thought I'd do a kind of mini series where I just kind of talk you through each A-level that I do and whether I had a good experience with it and the kind of things that I've learned and stuff like that. So I'm going to be starting it off today with sociology, and then I will also be covering philosophy and ethics, maybe biology, even though I did drop that. I still have like a year's experience with it, and maybe applied business, but I know that's not very common kind of A-level, so if you do want that one, let me know. Otherwise I probably just will skip that one. But anyways, today I'm going to talk to you about A-level sociology, so I'm going to stop waffling and just get into the video. Alright, I've changed my camera angle a bit, but hopefully it still works. This whole video just is going to be a mess because I haven't planned it at all, to be honest. But anyways, so sociology, if you don't really know what it's about, it's kind of just the study of society and the groups within society, and I would just say it's kind of how like individual people interact with society, and you learn about kind of different groups of theorists and what their view is, and over the 2 years you usually do 4 like different modules like topics. So at my school we've done education, families and households, religion, and then we'll be moving on to crime and deviance. I think it does vary school to school on what topics you choose to do, but generally you'll do 4 topics. I think that is, I mean, to be honest, I'm just a student, so I'm not very well educated about how these A-levels work. So take everything I say as always with a pinch of salt. This is just my experience. So basically, as many of you know, because I changed schools, I started new A-levels in January, and I actually found sociology was one of the easiest subjects to kind of catch up on. It's quite a kind of content heavy course in that there is a lot that you need to learn, like case studies, different theorists and stuff like that. But the one thing that I did like about it is that a lot of the different topics kind of cross over into each other. So say Marxists, obviously if you don't know sociology this might not mean much to you, but if we're talking about Marxists, if I know all their basic characteristics, what I learned in one topic, it's really easy for me to then apply that to my next topic. I don't really know if I'm explaining it very well, but it's very easy to kind of like link all of your topics and everything you've learnt together. So even though there is a lot to learn, it all links together really well, so I find that makes it a lot easier to learn. And I also think it's quite an easy subject to revise for, because even though there's a lot to learn, it's really clear what you do need to know. At my school they give us like a really clear revision list of everything we need to know, so I think it's really easy just to be able to go down that list and make sure I've covered everything when I'm revising and stuff like that. So actually I think sociology is, well, there's no such thing as an easy A-level obviously, but I think in terms of like how you have to learn it, and the stuff that you do learn, it is quite an easy subject to learn and pick up if you're willing to put the time in. That's quite a big point to stress. Obviously if you don't take the time to revise for it, then you will find it hard, because it's kind of easy if you know everything, if you know what I mean. So if you go into your exam but you haven't revised and you don't know any case studies or people, you're going to really struggle to get a good grade. But if you revise well for it, what I like is that it's genuinely quite easy to do well if you've revised well, whereas other subjects I do, I revise loads and don't do very well, whereas this one I feel like your revision kind of pays off, if that's making any sense. And if I know a lot of people wanted to know what I got like in my mocks and stuff, so sociology I actually did get a B, which I was pretty impressed with, considering I learned everything within 6 months and I had to teach myself one whole unit that I missed. So yeah, sociology I'm a big fan of. I think it is a good A-level to choose. It is an essay based subject, so that is something to bear in mind. Obviously if you don't really like essay writing, so if you didn't like things like English at GCSE or like history, you know, where it's very essay based, you may not like it, but I think it's really interesting and I can definitely just get over the whole essay thing, to be honest. So when you sit your actual papers, each paper does vary in the kind of like structure of it. Some have more like 10-mark questions, others have 20-mark questions, and others have like a 40-mark question. I honestly off the top of my head can't remember which is what, but I will try and like link the kind of course outline for you down below from AQA if you do want to know more about that. But basically you have a variation of like length of questions, so some may only be 2 marks where you just have to kind of outline and explain something. Others are things like you just have to, if it's a 10 marker, you may be asked to pick out, like, let's say 2 key legislations that have affected how education runs, things like that. So that's what I like about it. It's very easy with the questions to know what they want you to say, if that makes sense, because you know some exams, the questions are like really weirdly worded and you don't even know what they're asking you for. I find sociology, it's really easy to pick out what they actually want from you. So yeah, I actually really enjoy sociology. It's definitely an A-level I'd recommend to you all. Obviously, if you hate essay subjects, as I say, you may not like it, but I would recommend probably doing at least one essay subject, because when you go on to uni, it's pretty likely that you're going to have to do essays of some sort, even if it's just like your dissertation. So I think having some experience with an essay subject will be really helpful to you. But again, it's all down to personal choice. I really like sociology. I find it really interesting, and it's actually something that I mentioned in my personal statement. Even though what I'm applying for isn't specifically related to sociology, I think you learn a lot of really like important skills through studying the subject. So you learn about like individuals and how they interact with society, and I think, you know, for a lot of courses that is a useful skill to have. So like I say, it's turned out really useful for me to like even mention in my personal statement and things. So yeah, I don't really have much else to say about it really, except that I really enjoy sociology and I would recommend it to you all. I thought it was a really good A-level. It's actually one I've enjoyed, which is quite a shocking achievement to actually enjoy an A-level. Hopefully this video was helpful to you guys, and as always, you can subscribe down below and give this video a thumbs up. As I said, I will be making more of these related to each A-level that I've done, so make sure you are subscribed if you would like to see those. But that is everything I have to say, so I will see you guys very soon with another video.